Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Action 52, and when last we left off from Bonkers all the way up to first game, we have tried to complete every single game that Action 52 has to offer, and for the most part we failed miserably, though there were a few games where we saw the fabled congratulations screen. We also showed off the music demo and the randomizer, leaving us just with Aim number 52, Challenge. But I just said that we've seen every single game that Action 52 has to offer. What could Challenge possibly be? The answer is, it is the Action 52 Challenge. Complete the most difficult level of every game in random order and become an Action 52 Gamemaster. Game that title, put it on your CV, wow prospective employers, and then have them ask you what that is and why you've put it there because it's not an officially recognised certification or qualification. But it should be for how difficult it is to get. You have to go through every single Action 52 game and play the final level, level 9. What's more, you only have 4 lives to do everything. Can I do it? No, not a chance. But can I get close? Absolutely not, because I can barely get to the middle of most of the games. How do you think I'm going to cope when I'm shown level 9? The answer is I won't. I'll fail miserably. But Action 52 has thrown down the gauntlet, and I will pick up the gauntlet, hand it back gently, and say, I accept your challenge, despite the fact that it is going to absolutely crush me. Maybe I'll be able to get through one game. Let's see if I can. Do your worst, Action 52.
Level
The first
9.
game is Mind's Eye. Oh dear. I'm not going to succeed at this at all, because I'm not good at Minesweeper at the best of times. This is a tricky level indeed, and immediately
Level
I hit
9.
a mine. Losing 1 life. Let's try again. 3. And another
Level
mine.
9.
We're doing brilliantly here. Let's go over here. 3. 4. Another mine.
Level 9.
This is quite tricky. This is very tricky. Another 3. A 1. Another 1. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing again. So there's nothing here too. And here. Which is good to see, but there's 1 there. Let's mark that as a mine, shall we? And move on. That's not a mine. That's not a mine. That was, though.
Level
We have
9.
1 life left. Am I going to get anywhere near completing this level? No. Definitely not. Game over. That is level 9 of Mind's Eye. But I'm not done yet, Challenge. You think I'm done? I'm back for more.
Level 9.
It's level 9 of Bombs Away. Now we know how difficult this is going to be. Case in point, we immediately exploded.
Level 9.
But maybe we can get to the end. Maybe he can get to the Olympics after all, or maybe not because
Level
we immediately blew up. There are a lot of bombs to dodge in level 9, but I'm not doing too badly right now. Maybe the first 2 failures were me just not being used to. Nope, never mind. I was about to say not being used to how the game controls. But then,
9.
a bomb dropped on our head. All of the level 9s in the games are extremely tricky. And we failed. Alas and woe, once again, the Olympics were not a possibility. Let's try again, though. I'm sure there's 1 that we can complete. Let's just hope we don't get Daytona, eh? Ah! Darkside, and this time, it doesn't have a line through it.
Level 5.
There are only 5 levels to Darkside? And I see where the difficulty is here, because
Level
of the
5.
gravity pulling us that way. Let's see if we can this time avoid perishing. No is the answer. No, we can't.
Level 5.
It's surprising that that game only has 5 levels. Is that something I can get? I don't know, because we collided with the wall. I was not good at this game when I was playing level 2. How do they think I'm going to be able to complete it on level 5? Careful! Nope! We collided with that, and we failed. But I'm still not done yet. I can try many times, Action 52. You underestimate my tenacity. I will become the Action 52 Gamemaster. I really won't. It's Sharks, everyone! Level 9 of Sharks. Can we complete this one? We might be able to. We just might be able to. There are a lot of sharks, though. We do have to be really careful. Watch out, Diver Dave! The sharks are everywhere. They don't want you to become the Action 52 Gamemaster. The jellyfish included. It was the jellyfish that cost you your life there. You need to be very careful, and I need to be far faster with my firing of the harpoons. I've lost all of my skills, all the things that got us so far when we were playing it originally. Alas, the sharks are getting the better of Diver Dave. Maybe I can get through this though with my final life. There are just so many enemies, and they do block our harpoons, which means that the enemies get closer because I can't shoot them, and I have perished. I'm sorry, Diver Dave. You were not the first victory in the Action 52 challenge. Maybe Sunday Drive will be one that I'm going to get. I wonder if the game's going to throw the 2-player games at me. Probably not. It's Norman, everyone! How fast are the tanks going to move? Ridiculously fast is the answer. I need to take out a lot of foes here. Of all the games, is it going to be Norman that I'm going to be victorious in? Probably not, because all they need to do is collide with me. Come on, Norman. The fate of us becoming an Action 52 Gamemaster is in your hands. Hands that aren't very steady or reliable, because you keep blowing up. But maybe, just maybe, we can get enough points that we can scrape through. No, we probably can't. I only have 330. I probably need a lot more than 330. These tanks are moving ridiculously quickly. Now imagine struggling to get all the way to level 9 in this game, only to be presented with that. I don't think I could even get anywhere near level 9. We're going to try again though, Action 52. We're not done yet.
Level 9.
Magic Bean. Now this is a game that we can complete. And that's good, because I want to see the next challenge that they'll throw at me. We're an expert at Magic Bean. I say that and then I get hit by a dagger, and thus lose a life. We did lose lives occasionally when we were playing Magic Bean, but that is one life that I need for every single game that we're going to play. Maybe we'll see the final level of Ooze. Now that would be interesting, the final level of Ooze. Slowly we're climbing up and up some more. Can we get to the top? Can we deliver that court summons? I still remember the plot of Magic Bean. The in-depth and complicated saga that it was. We're doing pretty well at avoiding things. Soon we will be at the very top of the castle. Just got to avoid this. There we go! We have succeeded! Magic Bean level 9 complete! Congratulations! Thank you! The next game is Man-at-Arms, a game that we could definitely complete were it not for the fact that this has just frozen. I've no idea why this happens, but more often than not, the Action 52 challenge fails miserably because it doesn't like the fact that you're trying. Alas and woe, Crossbow Jimmy is frozen forever, but I can sort this. We're back to the main screen now, and my chances of becoming the Action 52 Gamemaster are slipping away. But I'll try again. Maybe it was just Man-at-Arms that was the reason why it froze up. Chances are we won't be so fortunate as to get a game which I can complete to test this out. It's Sharpshooter, everyone! Level 9 of this is going to be really tricky. maybe Billy Bob can succeed where everyone else has failed. We just need to make sure that we take out everyone and that they don't manage to get to the very bottom, because if they do that and they move really quickly, we are doomed, because they'll just collide with us like that fly did and defeat us. Oh, Billy Bob, you're trying so hard, but in the end, it was all for nothing, because we're probably not going to succeed here. That frog tried, but the frog failed. Every one of these is going to try, including all of you, but we're just going to shoot you and prevent that from happening. I imagine, however, that when we go to the next one, which we are right now, it's probably going to freeze again. It's Force 1. It's not. No, wait. It is. I think we've determined that the challenge mode isn't going to work. Unfortunate, but what can you do with a game like this? And so with that, folks, I think I've showed off everything that I can with Action 52. The challenge mode just isn't going to work. It's going to keep freezing up, probably because it has great difficulty switching from level 9 in one game to level 9 in the other games. So we will never be able to become the Action 52 Gamemaster. We can't even get close. But we have gone through all of the other games. And what can I say about all of the games in Action 52? They're not good, but I think that was obvious. They are certainly better than the games in the NES Action 52, because they had more time for development and time for playtesting, but none of these are especially enjoyable. None of these, even when added together, equal one game for the Megadrive that was worked on with all of the care and attention that these were together. A year was spent developing all of these games. If a year had been spent developing one game, the result would be infinitely better. The music is extremely repetitive as it's reused in the same game, and often in different games as well. The graphics are not great for the Mega Drive. The music definitely has that Mega Drive sound to it, but they're not good tracks. I don't have any of these tracks stuck in my head. They don't have that distinctiveness that makes them memorable. I can't think of any of the tunes that were in Sidewinder, and I can't think of any of the tunes that were in Haunted Hill. But I can remember lots of tunes from Phantasy Star 4, or any other game like that, because those tunes meshed with the game. Very few of the tunes in these games mesh, and the graphics, as I said, are not impressive. As for the games themselves, they are simple, rudimentary, and quite often very unfair. Could you get fun out of this game? If you tried really hard, you possibly could. If you had it so that the challenge actually worked, you could practice at all the games and try your best to become the Action 52 Gamemaster. Unfortunately, with how random most of the games are with enemy placement and things you have to avoid, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to do that. You'd have to be exceptionally lucky to succeed. And that's really the main problem with all of these games. Randomness has been used to replace the games being coded in a more fair and enjoyable manner. Why have all of the shooters have the enemies in particular locations so that you can learn the patterns and they can make challenges for you to overcome, when they can just spawn the ships randomly and have them fire randomly? The answer is that they really should have spent the time making it better, because all of these games really make both the people that develop the game and Active Enterprises look bad. There's a reason why Active Enterprises do not exist as an entity anymore, and why Farsight Technologies do not make video games anymore. Because this wasn't a success. This and the NES Action 52 were both miserable failures. There were plans from Active Enterprises to develop a console which would, among other things, play games from other systems, which would not have been a possibility. The original people who developed those consoles would most certainly have sued them, and won, because there was a precedent with the ColecoVision Atari attachment. So I think it was more of a pipe dream than anything else. There was also the Cheetah 2 game for the NES that was also about as good as all the other things on the Action 52 NES. But there is something to be said for the fact that this and the other Action 52 are so bad that they have stuck in the memories of people. Loads of games that are very average and samey and nondescript and not really significant in anything that they do have slipped away from the public consciousness, but Action 52? People still remember Action 52. People still remember the Cheetah Man. And in that, there is a bit of success. Not that Active Enterprises were planning on that being their success, but there is something to be said for being memorable. And in that regard, Action 52 succeeds spectacularly. It is memorable, because it's bad. Is it as bad as I'd remember it being? No, it's actually a little better than I remember it being, but it's still bad. I would not recommend that you go and track down a copy of this game, because this game is really expensive. I wouldn't recommend that you play this game if you're looking for something enjoyable to play, because the games in this are not enjoyable. But if you do want to experience the experience that Action 52 is, then by all means give Action 52 a try, either this version or the NES version. But know what you're getting into. Know that none of these games have had the care and attention that they should have had. If a lot of time was spent, a lot more time that is, in making these games what they are, this could have been decent. But it wasn't. And that is just how Action 52 is. 52 games, quite often, are not better than one. And this is a showcase of that and a half. And so, that was Let's Replay Action 52. What's next in the replays? Well, I'll tell you one thing, we're not going to be diving into the NES Action 52 right away. Because after dealing with all of these, I think I need a break from that. I do think, however, that there's one game in particular I wish to return to. One game where there were so many different ways of playing it, a game so much better constructed and made than Action 52, a game near and dear to my heart. Unlike this game that is anything but near and dear to my heart. As for what it is, you'll just have to wait and see. And so, I'm Kikoskia, and that was Let's Replay Action 52. An experience that needed to be had. Not the best experience, but one that needed to happen. I have relived Action 52. I need not relive it ever again. Until the NES one. Oh my, the NES one. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. The challenge has beaten me. Most of these games have beaten me. But we will always have our memories. We will always remember Daphne, and Daphne Jr., and the Generic Army, and Ninja Steve, and Billy Bob. They'll live on in our hearts. Oh, and the Cheetah Men. There are the Cheetah Men, of course. Later.